Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us here in KXAN Live. I'm Will DuPree. We appreciate you watching. I will let you all know that we are tracking severe weather and the potential for that right now. You can find out more details about the forecast over on our website, KXAN.com, and on the KXAN News app. Please download it if you've not done so already. I just wanted to show you this live image really quickly before we get into our conversation that I'm going to share. So we've been reporting a lot about this shutdown of the Colonial Pipeline, which goes from Texas and spans dozens of states to provide gasoline to really the eastern side of the United States. And it's raised a lot of concerns for people. So there's been reporting today about long lines forming at gas stations and some of those places in other states running out of gas just because there is so much demand. So what we wanted to do was ask AAA Texas what the experience has been like here in our state, if we should have any of those same concerns, and you may have them too out there. So take a look at my conversation. I'm going to play this now. It's with Josh Zuber, who is a spokesman for AAA Texas, and we really started our conversation talking again about the shutdown of this pipeline and what impact it will have. This is a big topic. A lot of people are concerned about what impact this hack of the Colonial Pipeline and temporary shutdown will be here in Texas. So what impact, if any, will it have on the state?
Yeah, so there's going to be little to no impact from what we can tell right now to our supply here in Houston and across Texas and in Austin as well. So the impact of the shutdown, it's dependent on how long the pipeline is offline, and the impact will vary supply and price from region to region. But really, when we talk about where the concern is, if you will, for folks who may have some supply disruptions, it's going to be for coastal states. So specifically Tennessee, Mississippi, Georgia, into Delaware. Markets within these states are likely to experience reduced fuel availability.
We are seeing reports of long lines at gas stations in other states across the country. We're also seeing that some places are running out of gas in their supply. What's been the experience from what you all have found out here in Texas? Are those kinds of things happening here too?
Right, so there's a few questions there, and I'll kind of try and break them down. So when we talk about supply issues, if motorists are seeing any supply issues in Texas, it's likely not because of this pipeline issue. Rather, if they're seeing anything, which we haven't heard of any reports in Texas or Austin of any sort of low to no fuel situations, that's because of delayed delivery stemming from a shortage of fuel truck drivers. Again, not the Colonial Pipeline. And it's important to note also that if you do come across a situation like this, again, not seeing anything happening in Texas or in the Austin area, these situations have been temporary and they are not shortages. Really important to note that there is ample supply of gasoline in the U.S. It's just a matter of getting deliveries to stations to meet demand.
Well, hopefully that will ease some of the concerns and worries that people might have around here, but they might be concerned about what the price of gas will do in Texas. Can you give us any kind of indication about what you all are expecting about the price?
Sure. I want to address really quick, you had mentioned, the worry, and I'm glad that we're talking about this because really AAA, advises motorists that you shouldn't panic buy in general, right? So plus, there's a lot of different ways to conserve fuel, if that's top of mind. Also, you want to think about filling up your gas tank when maybe you've got a quarter of a gas tank remaining. So that's something to consider. Just making sure that you've got plenty of fuel there. Also, AAA advises against carrying extra gasoline in your vehicle, like one of those containers. That can be dangerous, and prove deadly. So I just wanted to make sure we address that. And then when we talk about prices nationally, we'll start at a broader scale. Nationally, overnight, AAA reporting $2.98 a gallon. That's up a penny from yesterday, a little more than a penny from yesterday. So we're definitely coming up on that $3 a gallon mark at a national level. Here in Texas, though, we've got some of the cheapest fuel in the country, coming in at number 3 as far as being the cheapest according to AAA data. The trends today, overnight prices did go up a little bit by 4 cents to $2.70 a gallon. So that's something to keep in mind. That yes, again, we're going to be seeing possibly fuel prices continue to rise, but are they going to be significant jumps? More than likely not throughout the Austin area and Texas.
There again was my interview with Josh Zuber, who is a spokesman for AAA Texas. We did that interview just a short while ago, and I wanted to jump on to be able to share with all of you about what those concerns are. So again, he said that we are not expecting any kind of supply issue. If you do see any, certain types of gas that is not available at a gas station around here, it's likely because of a shortage in fuel truck drivers, not because of this pipeline shutdown. Thought that was interesting to point out. Also, he was saying that the price of gas has gone up slightly here in Texas, though he anticipates that may be due because of the pipeline shutdown and on top of the upcoming Memorial Day holiday weekend. He's expecting with AAA that travel will be up, which we should understand because of the improving conditions with the pandemic. Just wanted to highlight one thing really quickly. Again, on AAA's gas prices website, again, gasprices.aaa.com up here, the national average is about $2.98 for a gallon of regular unleaded. And Texas right here, it's shaded in this darkest blue, which means it's part of the cheapest in the country, and it sits about $2.70 on average per gallon. So just something to keep in mind. Again, we did receive some additional information that the Colonial Pipeline, an announcement will be made tomorrow by the CEO of that company about when that pipeline will be likely reopened. Again, that announcement is coming tomorrow. If you're unfamiliar with what exactly happened, we do have details on our website, but we also want to tell you all that this was because of a cyber attack affecting the systems that run this pipeline, and that's what led to this temporary shutdown. We should be getting an update tomorrow from the CEO about when it should reopen. So we will continue to track these developments. Please stay with us if there should be any changes. And if you're seeing any kind of shortage out there, going to your gas station nearest you and seeing that there might be some of the pumps out at this time, please let us know. Send us an email or comment on this Facebook live feed if you're watching us here on our Facebook page. And also, I will say that we are tracking the latest in the weather, so please stay with us throughout the afternoon and in the evening as we look to that. Thank you all again for watching. I'm Will DuPree here in the KXAN live studio. We'll see you back here at another time. Please stay safe and healthy out there and take care.